Hello, hello everybody. Welcome back to another episode. It's time. We've done this time and time again. I shouldn't be introducing myself like because I've done it almost every time. Anyways, welcome to the Someday podcast. This is episode 5. Um, you would think that.
Hello.
I'm hearing myself. What the fuck? Okay. Anyways, getting off topic. This is the 5th episode. We got more people. I'm hoping that later on, we can get more people. Sorry for the long wait for episode 5. But yeah, let's just get this shit a rolling. We got our guest here, Jen. Hello, Jen.
What's up?
We got Jen here, everybody. Now, what is gonna be happening is I'm gonna ask Jen some questions. She's gonna answer them back. You should know how this works. We've done this time and time again. So let's just fucking go. You ready, Jen?
Yeah.
Okay. So question no, not question. First of all, let's start off. How did you get introduced to the server?
As far as I can remember, I was just playing Tank Run because it was like a new obsession at the time, and I somehow had joined the server even though they were saying you could only join by IP, and the Discord.
I hear you. What did you feel like, or how did you feel like when you entered the server? Did you ever feel like queasy or like uh get anxiety? Because I know I would have.
Very socially awkward, especially when I joined the call for the first time, but obviously that's changed, so that's good at least.
True. Preach. Okay. Do you think things might have been any different than if you did not join the server?
That's a hard question, actually. I definitely have had a lot more fun in the last couple months, especially with Left 4 Dead, so, that definitely would have changed if I had joined the server. Uh, Obviously, making connections and meeting people wouldn't have happened either if I didn't join the server, so, yeah.
Interesting. How do you feel about Left 4 Dead?
Top tier game.
Would you say it's better than most games that you've played?
Okay, here's the thing, because I know that's going to be a controversial subject. Obviously, there are better games out there. There's newer games, better graphics, all that kind of jazz. But Left 4 Dead 2 is a game I've played since probably 2010, 2011 at the latest. And it's had me coming back for 12 years? And it's just got a charm that I really like about zombie games that I don't think really, comes around anymore, especially when you look at Back for Blood or COD Zombies, like the newer ones, not the older ones. But that and the adaptability with all the community mods and all that stuff, it just keeps me coming back.
I hear you. That is very relatable. I think that's probably how most people would feel. I know for one, I can agree. I can agree with that. That is a lot true. That is very true. What got you into Left 4 Dead?
My brother had the 360, and I remember I would go upstairs and sit in the hallway and watch him play it from the hallway, because he would open his door and let me watch him play it, and then he started letting me play it with him, and then eventually I started playing it on my other brother's Xbox, and then, just went from there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Is there anything you would change about the Left 4 Dead 2 timeline or any of the campaigns that they went through? Like, as in, because they've gone through some memorable parts. Obviously, Burger Tank. There's been the Vanna Hotel. There's Whispering Oaks, and I could go on. But like, do you think you would change any of that? Any of that for like a much better aspect or cool environment of the game for people to like?
Um, Trying to think of how to answer that because I know that's gonna maybe make some people mad because I know people like Hard Rain. Personally, I'm not a fan of Hard Rain. Um, Even though I think that has, a kind of cool environment with the whole like, oh, it's not raining at the beginning, then it starts raining, but I think sometimes it can be annoying, or Swamp Fever with all the water slowdowns can be a bit annoying. Dark Carnival wouldn't change a thing. No Mercy, same deal. Those two are classics. Um, you know what? I'd say Dead Air as well, but I think they could have gone a little more versatile with the like where the player runs through, like the apartments and stuff. I think they could have made those a little more different than just basic apartment floor plan A, basic apartment floor plan B.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Otherwise, I would say everything is, pretty good. Wouldn't really change it too much.
I hear you. All right. How do you feel about the characters in Left 4 Dead 1 and Left 4 Dead 2?
Um, you know, Francis, you're always gonna hear him complaining about shit. That's pretty solid, pretty good. Gives him some character.
Entered the
I
server.
think
Did you ever feel
Lewis
like
could be a little
queasy
bit
or
more than
like
just a happy-go-lucky, like, oh,
get
everything's
anxiety?
alright
Because I know I
kind of
would.
deal. They could have given him a little bit more of a
Very
personality.
socially awkward, especially when I
Um,
joined the call for
Kind
the
of
first
same
time.
with
But
Zoe. She doesn't have
obviously, that's
like,
changed, so that's good at
a
least.
huge personality per se. Like, she's just kind
Have
of
had a
there
lot
as
more
the
fun
female
in the
role
last
as well as Rochelle. Like, both of them are just kind of there just to be the female role. Bill, obviously top tier, great man, love him. Trying to think here. Coach, like, I like how the Left 4 Dead 2 cast had a bit more personality than the Left 4 Dead 1 cast, but Rochelle not entirely. Like, at least with her, we know, like, she was a news reporter in Georgia, I believe. And, like, she kind of has a bit more story than Zoe, but I don't know. I think in game they could have had more character.
I hear you. I think I think they're all really good characters, especially Rochelle, of course. They all have their moments. I don't know if you would say moments, but they all have their moments in the game where they're all memorable. You can obviously, call back to what you said, how, one's a girl in the group, I think that's what makes them stand out as a characters. That they both, all the characters in that game, they all have an aspect to them that's like different than I think what most characters in games do, because they, it feels like they have a souls, but they also do not. Because Nick's like the asshole, Coach is like the leader or whatever. Rochelle, she's like the joyful person and whatnot. Then you got Ellis, he's like the storyteller, like the main comedian, comedic relief of the group, so on.
You know what? That's a valid point.
But yeah, that I would say that.
They
So
all definitely have more personality than the Back for Blood cast.
I can agree with that. But yeah, next question. I think my internet's horrible. I really am hope it's I'm not getting too horrible because this stream isn't gonna go that well if it's horrible. Anyways, is there something you dislike about the game mechanics in Left 4 Dead 2, such as AI, weapons, or melee, or any of that such?
Um, I mean, when you're playing single player, the AI, it's better than Left 4 Dead 1. I'm not gonna, shit on it too much, but the AI can still be a little stupid in single player. Um, the bots get a little lost sometimes, but they mostly find their way. I will say one thing I noticed, and I mean, I haven't played single player on Left 4 Dead 2 in a while, but I don't remember this being a thing, but the Left 4 Dead 1 bots can open closets with the, like to revive the dead players. I don't think the ones in Left 4 Dead 2 could do that, but like I said, it's been a long time since I played single player, so I could be wrong.
I hear you. Alright. Real quick, I'm gonna pause the stream because I don't know if it's glitching out for you, but it sure is glitching out for me.
It is.
Yeah, I don't know why. I'm gonna check that out really quick because
Okay.
if it keeps lagging out, I might have to restart the stream. I'll do like a quick check back in and whatnot, and then we can see if it still lags. So give me a quick second.
Alright. Volt wouldn't change a thing. No merge stuff. I think they could have made those a little more different than just basic apartment floor plan A, basic apartment floor plan B.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Otherwise, I would say everything is, pretty good. Wouldn't really change it too much.
I hear you. All right. How do you feel about the characters in Left 4 Dead 1 and okay. I don't know what is happening. I'm dropping frames it's saying. So, you know, it did this the last time with the asset. It lagged for no reason. So, it might be a little laggy, but it's still going on, which, it's not a bad sign, but it's not necessarily a good sign. So, it might just be like off a bit. My god. This is why I hate streaming. Cause streaming sucks. Streaming sucks.
Hey, yo, Taxi's here?
Taxi? What? What the fuck? What is Taxi doing here? My man!
Taxi came back from getting the milk just to join the live stream.
I don't know why the fuck this thing's lagging. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Dude, stop lag in OBS. I don't know why it did this the last time. Fuck. Okay. Check your network connection. My network connection is fine, you asshole. Unless my... I'm hoping it's not bad. Okay. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Good sign, but it's not necessarily a good sign. So, it might just be, like off a bit. Okay. I'm gonna hope during this. Okay. Well, that car just went by. Let me close my fucking window, cause my window's hard. My window's so loud, man.
Bruh.
I'm hearing cars go by like meow, meow, meow.
At least my mic didn't pick up the national anthem that just went off a minute ago.
Did your mic do that or no?
No, I'm saying at least it didn't. At least I don't think it did. I'm gonna be very shocked if it did.
I don't think it did. I didn't hear anything.
It normally doesn't. Unless I'm like outside, and then it will.
Oh, let's go. It's catching up. Okay, we should be good now. We should be good.
But
All right. Hello, everyone. Sorry for the fucking inconvenience. My Wi-Fi is acting a little bit horrible, but we're back into this shit. So, you know, if it lags, be aware that is not your internet. It's not your internet that's bad. It's my internet. So it may be lagging, but if you need to every once in a while, or just like sometime, if you need to refresh your YouTube and you know, to see if it like isn't buggy or whatever, you can do that. Although we're still going to be, you know, continuing this shit, obviously, bro. Like, come on now. I started this podcast. I'm not ending it, bro. I was actually close to ending it, but you know, we're still in this, so forget it. Also, Jen, you seeing this or not? How many fucking people do we have for this, bro? I'm seeing maybe you, Noel, Conrad, Strawberry, Bugs. What the fuck, man?
Bugs is still here.
I think so. I don't know.
Ah.
If Bugs is here, Bugs, give me admin, man. I need some admin. I need it now. I need it fast. I'm seeing. Okay, so we should be good. Fuck, I need to stop coughing into the mic. Anyways, I think my mic is echoing, so I'm gonna mute every now and then. So, you know, there's that.
You do you.
So, let's go back. What is your worst campaign? Like, a campaign that you really hate?
If I can avoid playing it, honestly, probably Hard Rain.
Why Hard
Just
Rain?
because
Oh, sorry.
it's really no, you're good. It's really repetitive. It's just the same map, but you're going one way and then coming back. I mean, I get the concept, I get the idea, I understand people are a fan of it, but personally, it gets a little boring for me.
I can understand that. Oh, Moses is here. What the fuck? Everyone, stop. I already know Moses is gonna post some like racist stuff in the fucking chat for that. I really hope not. Moses, I'm watching you. Anyways.
Moses, the moderators here, no racism.
Toast! Where you at, man?
No, I'm here.
Oh, yeah. Jen, ban him. Okay. There we go.
It's not biased unless you do it, Moses.
How do you think new generations would feel about Left 4 Dead 2?
The bad thing is they're growing up with, the better, like I said before, better graphics, better, you know, better everything, but more expensive games. So I feel like a lot of the newer generations aren't gonna want to go back to a game that's from, 2009, 2008, 2010-ish. Uh, but I feel like if we could get a lot of those people back into those kinds of games, or even like Gary's mod, um, I feel like we could get them back into Left 4 Dead because of all the, you know, modifications you can do and, things that can keep you coming back, especially considering all the newer zombie games are kind of trash.
I do agree with
Back 4
that.
Blood.
I think that's what a lot of the newer games are doing. They're in it for the money. They're not even in it for like the design of the game. They're they're in it for like the money. They don't care about the players, they don't care about the mechanics. They what they basically do in my opinion, they put an idea. So here's this. They have an idea for a game, right? And they have that idea and they send it to the person, but then they're like, "Okay, you know what? What I want you to do, make the game so shit that people want to buy it, but we're just squeezing them for money." That's what I think's happening because the newer games are not even good. They're not good. They're horrible. There's some games here and there that'll be good, but overall, most games that I think like overall games that are coming out now, even zombie games, some of them are doo doo. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I mean, honestly, Oh, sorry.
Okay, for me, that's just a hot take.
I can agree with you. I feel like Back 4 Blood specifically was going after just the money aspect because they're like, oh, it's from the creators of Left 4 Dead, and oh, let's hype it up like it's gonna be Left 4 Dead 3, and get everyone to come spend their money unless you have Xbox Game Pass, because that's the only way I played it because I wasn't gonna spend money on it. But it just wasn't worth it. I mean, it's like a $60-$70 game, and or at least it was at launch, and it was just, trash. It had bad mechanics. They kind of had the right concept, but they just didn't have the passion behind it that the originals did, and they just wanted the money.
That is the most truest thing I think I've ever heard from game designs or whatever. That is so fucking true. I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, I just went off on a tangent there. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Okay, so is there anything you like about Left 4 Dead 2 or Left 4 Dead 1, and what would that be?
Like specifics, or
Well, not anything specifically, like overall, like including the workshop, the people, the AI, the mechanics, the timeline, the campaign, anything like that. Is there anything like you like about that? Anything at all?
okay. So here's the thing. Obviously, I like Left 4 Dead 2 more than Left 4 Dead 1, just because it has all the aspects that were good about Left 4 Dead 1 and, made it better. But, I mean, for me, when it comes to Left 4 Dead 1 specifically, it's the nostalgia factor, like going back and playing a game that I played as a kid. And, I mean, it has some good stuff. Like, the atmosphere is good and creepy for the time, but I think Left 4 Dead 2 took, like I said, it took everything good about Left 4 Dead 1 and made it better, brought all the maps back, and, better graphics. Everything just looks a little bit more cleaned up than it did in Left 4 Dead 1. Um, more special infected, which made the maps funner, or, like more fun to play compared to, oh, here's a boomer, and oh, here's a smoker's coming for you. Like, I feel like Left 4 Dead 1 was a little bit more predictable than Left 4 Dead 2 is. Yes, there's a little, I don't want to say jingles, but I don't know what the right word is for it. It's like the jingles for each of the special infected, but they're a little less, like, in your face about it, unless it's completely silent.
I hear you. All right. So, going a little bit off topic, we'll go back on Left 4 Dead 2 later on. Next topic. What was your most embarrassing moment in your life?
In my Okay, hold on. Hold on. We went from talking about Left 4 Dead 2 to what's my most embarrassing moment
Listen,
ever.
man, I couldn't wait because most of the questions that I had written down, they were for like I think junk, and they're all ass. They're all ass.
Bruh.
Okay, go.
I have no idea off the top of my head. Um,
You need time to think. You can take time.
I mean, I don't know if I've had like the most embarrassing moment. Actually, no, there's probably one. But in high school, me and my husband my husband now, he's my boyfriend in high school, obviously. Uh we had gotten pulled over at like 7 in the morning on our way to school by a cop, and instead of letting him talk because it was his car, I said, "Officer, are we in any trouble?" And like in his words, acted very guilty even though we didn't do anything. And it was just like a broken taillight.
Jesus.
Yeah. That was probably the more embarrassing thing. And they asked if I had an ID, but my parents were really strict, so I said no. Even though I had my permit sitting in my phone case, which was thankfully flipped over so they didn't see it.
Oh my God, Jim.
Look,
What
I
the
was like
hell?
16. I was 16. I wasn't about to get in trouble for that.
But how does this happen? I'm so fucking confused. How does that happen?
Midwest cops have nothing else to do but scare kids.
Apparently. Okay. Moving on. What do you like about hosting games? In Taters, obviously.
Um, I mean, obviously, when we can get enough people in, it can be pretty fun. Getting, some goofy moments and stuff. Um, it's definitely a lot more fun than trying to join a public lobby because I swear to God, every time I join a public lobby, it's either a decent, at least decent or semi decent group of people that are silent or talking in Spanish for some reason. There's a lot of Spanish speaking people that play uh, Tank Run, but it's either that or the people you'll join them and then they'll immediately kick you out because they didn't want you in their game. So it's a lot more fun to play with people that actually want to play with you and not random people who you can't understand or don't want you to be there.
I hear that. I hear that. Okay. Do you plan to just host Black Ops 2 since you've been hosting Black Ops a lot? Not a bad thing. Like it's good that you're spreading it out, spreading, outside of Tank Run, you're doing more games. But do you plan on, hosting like just Black Ops since you've been doing it a lot, or do you plan to host other games such as Left 4 Dead 2 again, Scriblio, Gmod, etc.?
I mean, to be fair, me and maybe were talking about playing Tank Run today, and if there was time, I was going to try and host. So I'm definitely still going to host Left 4 Dead 2. It just hasn't really happened as often because I can get more people to play Black Ops in the mornings anymore than I can, like, if I wake up and I'm like, oh, let's get people on Left 4 Dead 2, and people are, like, at school or something. Like, at least in the mornings, I can usually get, like, Ziz or Strawberries or maybe or you or sometimes Toast, but that's more so in the afternoon to, get on and play something. So it's a lot easier to host Black Ops 2, but I don't think I'll probably host Gmod anytime soon because I haven't really had much of a. I don't want to say much of an interest, but I'm just not. I haven't really found something that keeps me coming back to Gmod. Scriblio, I don't have all the custom words, but I would be down to. That's more of a Conrad thing at this point because he's got, all the custom phrases and everything. But, I'm down to expand as long as I can, A, get people to join, and B, have it where people are actually enjoying it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I think it's very important to well, here's the thing. It's very important to remember that during certain parts of the day, you gotta know, what's happening, how many people are online, if anyone else is hosting. I think that's what hosting's mostly about. You gotta make sure you almost get like a perfect time, because if you don't, and you'll get like one or two people and that's it. Not that that's a bad thing, because you're at least getting people, but yeah, I don't know. It's stuff like that you gotta worry about, or not worry about, but you gotta know about. And also on the topic of that, did you ever have any problems hosting? Not as in like problems you encountered, like a bug or whatnot. Have you ever encountered like, okay, I definitely have for this, but have you ever encountered this problem where like when someone was hosting, you'd get all like, I don't know, mad or whatever, or but not that, but like did you ever, you know, get bummed out if like someone else was hosting or whatever?
Uh, like, if someone started hosting while I was hosting, or if I wanted to go host and someone was hosting already, or something like that, or
Well, like let's say you were hosting and then someone else just decided to like boom host over you. Would that ever like make you mad?
I mean, when it comes to the amount of people that are on, right? Because sometimes, at least, it hasn't happened as much more recently, but when I was starting to host Left 4 Dead 2, and we would get more people to where I can't host anymore because it's more than 8, and say, like, Bugs started hosting, or we moved to Bugs server and then he started hosting, like, personally, I don't think that's an issue just because it helps more people be able to play since I only have the capabilities to host 8 people at a time. Um, and I mean, I wouldn't get too mad if, say, like, the vibe were, maybe let's play something else. Like, I would rather let people play something that's gonna, you know, make them happy, let them enjoy what they're playing, than be like, you have to play on my server all the time, and, like stuff like that. I'd rather just go with the flow than force people to stay on my server if we want to play something else or get more people in.
I hear you. Are you enjoying hosting Black Ops?
Oh yeah. Um, I mean, we don't get a whole lot of people in for the most part, except for like towards the afternoon when Toast wakes up and, Conrad's out of class and everyone's usually around closer to mid-afternoon. Uh, but even when it's just like me and Ziz or me, Ziz and Strawberries, because I think Ziz and Strawberries probably get on Black Ops the most at this point. Uh, I still think it's fun, or at least it can be fun, just as long as, good vibes and everyone's having a good time.
Yeah, I got that. All right. Let's see here. What do you think of new people who come into Taters? Um, cause like every once and then there will be a troll and whatnot. Not always, but maybe like once or twice or whatnot. But new people are usually good, and I just want to know what you think about the new people. That new people come, like even going back to all the way like strawberries and Ziz and whatnot. But even now, what do you think?
I mean, as someone who's socially awkward, I usually try and kind of watch from the sidelines, see how they interact with people, see, like, do they have good vibes? Are they, not here just to troll or be an asshole? And, if they get good vibes or they give off good vibes and they seem like a decent person, then I'll start to interact with them. But I like to be more cautious because you never know with people anymore.
Yeah, I hear you. All right. Going back to Left 4 Dead 2. All right. In your opinion, what do you think about the fan base of the Left 4 Dead 2 community?
Okay, on the versus side, it's definitely a lot more toxic because if you screw anything up, you're getting kicked.
What is your opinion on Back 4 Blood?
Back for Blood was just in it for the money and overall could have been a lot better, but they just rushed it and overhyped it and made it seem like it was going to be Left 4 Dead 3, but it really wasn't.
That's so true. What makes a player hate a game in your opinion?
Like, any player hate a game or me?
Any player. Like, let's say a gamer goes to play a game and they hate it. Why do you think they would hate it? And this goes for like anybody, everybody.
I mean, shitty gameplay, bad storylines, bad AI, like, I'd say any game that actually didn't put real effort into being good. Like Back for Blood.
It's always Back 4 Blood when I ask this question. Everybody's all like, "Oh, I fucking hate Back 4 Blood," and
Back for Blood was overhyped.
it was so bad. It turned out to be a piece of dog shit. And every time I ask that question to somebody, they're all always like, "Oh my god, Back 4 Blood is so shit." And you know what? I can agree with that, cause it is. It really is. It's not a good game. It's horrible. But yeah, there's that. I've asked that question to Nick, I think maybe, and Asshat and Junk, and they've all said, "Oh, shit game." And now you, shit game. I bet when I go to ask Conrad that question, he's gonna be like, "Shit game."
He
But
already said in chat, easy answer, not fun.
I mean, he is right. It's not a fun game. Anyways, what can the game creator or gaming company do to change how a game is if people aren't liking it?
Um, Honestly, put more time in before releasing a game and actually look at more successful games and not necessarily copy what they're doing, but take good aspects of other games and try to improve upon them. Like, I mean, I guess that's after release is your question, but I think they could really prevent people from hating games if they actually spent more time on them than, they have been recently.
I agree with that. Is there a specific game that isn't Left 4 Dead 2 that you enjoy playing? And if so, what does that game have that makes you like it so much?
Um, Probably Osu, and just because I like music, and I was a band kid in high school, so rhythm games are kind of like my element, or they can be, but I've kind of retired on that game a bit more than I would like, so I gotta get back into it.
Hold on. Real quick. You were a band kid? Jen, who does, who, I don't even know. Jen, you were a
Yeah.
band kid, is what you're trying to
Yes.
tell me. How?
I 100% was a band kid, 5th grade and 12th grade.
What was your favorite instrument that you played?
Well, I played flute and piccolo, so I guess both of those.
Was it like hard to do? I'm in band actually. I find it hard because I'm playing the trumpet. But was it hard?
Um, Depended on the piece of music, but our school required you to be in marching band, which was fine with me, but a lot of people did not like that after freshman year you were required to be in marching band to be in concert band, basically. Um so that part, it could be easy, could be hard. Uh I know to this day there is still a video on YouTube that shows the worst move I ever had in marching band, and it still makes me cringe to this day, and that was, Jesus Christ, 4 years ago.
Wow.
It's more so the marching band portion that was hard. Like, concert band was pretty easy.
I hear you.
I played trumpet before a little bit, though, so I get why you say it's hard. Trumpet's kind of goofy, ah.
Yeah, you gotta you gotta fuck. You gotta use a lot of air and wind for it, which I find that to be it's not too hard, but it's hard because you have to push out so much air into an instrument for like how long, for how many notes, like a bunch. That's what I hate about it. That's what I don't like about band.
Well,
But
if you ever do marching band, imagine that, but while walking
God.
constantly.
All right. How do you feel about the special infected characters in the Left 4 Dead 2 franchise or the Left 4 Dead franchise?
I mean, they give a good variety to things you can deal with instead of just, oh, here's a zombie, shoot the zombie. Like a lot of, like Black Ops 2 for the most part. Like, it's just, here's a zombie, shoot a zombie, that's it. So it's nice to have a good variety of, things that can get in your way while you're playing. I will say, uh, least favorite is the probably the spitter though, because especially if you're trying to play it, if it misses then you're just fucked and you can't move and then you die, or if you're encountering it and it misses then it's kind of like an inconvenience, but otherwise I like them all.
I hear you. All right. How do you feel about Valve not releasing any new DLCs for the Left 4 Dead 2 and Left 4 Dead 1 game?
Tragic,
If
plain and simple.
Yeah, that's true. If you were stuck in the Left 4 Dead 2 apocalypse, what would you do to survive?
Well, okay, are we talking realism here or like just how Left 4 Dead 2 plays?
Realistic. Like, if you're in your house, chilling, watching TV or playing games, and, the whole Left 4 Dead 2 zombie apocalypse happened, like, there's the runners, there's tanks, boomers, the smokers and whatnot, and then, there's also, like, chainsaws, pipe bombs, and whatnot. Like, do you think you would survive it, or, like, anything like, something like that?
I mean, if I'm being realistic here, personally, I'm not a good runner, so I would try to stay in a building and, kind of camp out. The thing is, though, with Left 4 Dead 2, or I guess the whole Left 4 Dead universe, there's not really food involved. So if we're being realistic on the food side, more like the Walking Dead kind of apocalypse, I feel like that would bring like a whole new element of holy shit, what do I do? I mean, I would try to survive, but it I don't think it would be easy, especially with like special infected and all that shit.
I agree with it. All right. Is there anything you dislike about the fan base of Left 4 Dead 2? If so, what?
Just mainly the toxicity on verses, or I guess it could happen anywhere, but it's mainly verses where like I said earlier, if you do something wrong, then you're kicked or, yelled at in chat, like, oh, why didn't you do this? Or why aren't you doing that? And do better, and you suck, and all that crap. Like, not a fan of that, otherwise the fan base is pretty good.
I hear you. Who was the first person you met when you joined the server, and do you still talk to them?
It's a good question, actually, because I kind of met everyone at the same time because I had joined during one of the Tater sessions in the Left 4 Dead 2 server before I joined the Discord, and then when I joined the Discord, it was pretty much everyone. So technically, yes. There wasn't like one specific person.
I hear you. Whenever I met you, okay, I'm gonna be honest with you, because I was kind of a social outcast or something like that. Whenever I met you, I was like, yo, holy shit, a new person. And then I'm gonna be honest with you, I was not gonna talk to you, because I mean that in a respectful way. Not that like I didn't like you, but as in like a way that was like, how do I describe it? In a way that was like, oh, I don't know this person yet, and I I don't want to talk to new people or whatever. In that kind of way, if that makes sense.
You hated me. I see how it is.
I don't hate you. I do not. Oh my
To be fair, when
god.
I first joined the calls, I was like not gonna talk, and then they were like, "Oh, you should talk."
I
And I was
remember.
like, "Okay."
Yeah. Yeah, no, I remember when you joined, I called you Sack. Ball Sack. Okay, well, I don't know if we're allowed to say that on YouTube, but I called you that, and I think it's a pretty good name, don't you think?
No, because I had joined, and I was like, maybe I'll change my name to be funny because I suck at video games. So I changed my name to Sacrificer, and then fucking Bugs went and changed it to Ballsack.
I think that's a
And
pretty good
just
name.
uh no, I hated that. But now I'm Saxon Sandals, so that's better than that, at least.
Did you like
Shut.
how did you get the name Jen? Like no, not as in like how did you
Damn,
get
kind of bored with it.
no, wait, hold on. I meant as in like how did you get the name? Like a nickname. I didn't know that was your actual name, was it?
Well, like Jennifer, technically, but like I just don't like going by that, so I just go by Jen. I don't really have like a online persona name per se, like like how you go by like Astro. But like I kind of have one, but I don't really use it, so I just kind of prefer this.
I hear ya. Okie dokie.
What the hell?
What?
Look what Book said.
What? What? What did he say?
Yandere Devon Balls.
No! No! Why would you say that? You're a horrible person.
Terrible.
Listen, man.
I hate it.
I'm not Yandere Dev, and Jen is not a ball sack. We've established this. She does not look like one. Yeah, I've yet to see Jen's face, but I don't think she looks like a like. I don't want to be the person to say it, but
Look, the only people that have seen me are Sketchy, Dom, because Dom apparently stalked me on Sketchy's Facebook page, and Vitamin.
Vitamin I can
So
understand, and Sketchy I can understand. Hold on, wait. Is Sketchy following you on Twitter? I mean, not Twitter, Facebook.
yeah, it's because we were in the same we're both in the Left 4 Dead 2 Facebook, or like I think it's Left 4 Dead 1 and 2 Facebook group, and I think I was responding to a post, and she saw my comment, and then she texted me, and she was like, "Hey, yo, isn't this you?"
My gosh. Hold on, who the fuck is Cock Kakarot. Oh,
Kakarot.
oh my God, hydrogen. God, hydrogen. What
I
do you
have
think?
seen Conrad's face. I've seen Conrad, Astro, Sketchy, and
Yeah.
Vitamin.
Have you seen Maybe's face?
I've not.
What? Hold on. Out of everybody, I think you would have seen Maybe's. You've at least seen Dom's. Sorry, not Dom's. Miggy's face, though, right?
I believe so. Wasn't it like her profile picture or no?
It was her profile picture, but she also like just posted it in general. It's still there if you go to look. Like it's just
I
there. But yeah, there's always that.
I mean, I didn't know that, to be completely honest.
Now you know. The more you know. Okay. So, let's see. Is there anything you do to change the tank run mutation?
Anything I like would change about it?
Yeah.
Honestly, no. I mean, I just like it as it is. It's fun. It keeps me coming back to it. I like how it's not the same every single time. Like the spawns change a bit, so personally, not really.
I hear you. How do you feel about The Last Stand?
It's okay. I mean, I personally don't hate it. Do I play it a lot? No. It's just kind of one of those maps that exists, and if it shows up on my roster to play, then I'm like, okay, I'll play it, but I don't go out of my way to play it.
I hear you. How do you feel about Valve not releasing newer games to their prequels like Half-Life, TF2, and most notably Left 4 Dead 2? Because, there's a saying that they do the first game, and they do the second game, but they never release the third game. Because, Valve, obviously. But how do you feel about that?
I mean, part of me is glad that they don't, because with how games are being released anymore, I feel like it almost would have just been overhyped, and that maybe they wouldn't put as much time into it as they would have back in the day. But I also just wish they would, because well, it's really Left 4 Dead 3 is the one that I would like to see. But it's also like, what else is there to really expand upon in the Left 4 Dead universe that they could? Because like, think about it, Left 4 Dead 1 and Left 4 Dead 2, they added, you know, the new characters. Yeah, they could do that with a Left 4 Dead 3, but they've already added all of these special infected. So what are they gonna do? Add more? Or like, there's not really a lot more that they can add to make another full game. Now, I think they could just make DLC for games like that, but, they haven't done that either, except for the Last Stand update, but that was like partly a fan. It wasn't like mostly a fan development, but it was approved by them.
Yeah. Is there anything you hate about the special infected mechanics if you've ever played Versus?
I have played Versus.
If you've played it.
Yeah, I have. It's been a hot minute, but I will say sometimes there's a couple different things actually. Tanks, if they spawn in a spot where you physically cannot reach the survivors by the time your meter runs out, or you're stuck, um, that can be pretty annoying because it's like, oh, I got tank, and then you just lose tank, and everyone thinks you're stupid because you can't get to the survivors in time. Um, like I mentioned earlier, the spitter thing. If you time it wrong, then you don't really have a lot of recoil and you can't back up very fast. So that's a little annoying because if you're on like a rooftop and then you're spotted, then bam, you're dead because you missed, or even if you do hit them and you just don't have enough time to back up. But it's mainly those two. I guess the only other one that I don't like is the jockey because you just have to get up close and personal just to do anything. Like hunters, you can kind of snipe from the rooftops a little bit, but jockeys, you have to be on their ass to get them, and it's a little annoying.
I hear you. What is the most iconic character in the Left 4 Dead 2 franchise? Could be any of the survivors, or special infected, or even side characters. It's a what do you think question, by the way.
I mean, everyone knows about my buddy Keith.
Oh my God.
So I honestly I would say Keith or Virgil are very notable characters because it's like, I mean, obviously you hear all the stories from LS. You know, that time me and my buddy Keith, blah blah blah, and then Virgil saving the day and shit. I just like that they're not in your face characters and they're just kind of like you never see them but you know who they are.
That is true. I will agree that Keith, man, Keith he has had some like bizarre. My question is, how is Keith even alive? We don't know if Keith is alive, but my question is, how the fuck is Keith alive? Because half of the stories that Ellis mentions of him is him brutally getting hurt by something, like getting rolled by a gator, or getting run over by a roller coaster, or drowning in the tunnel of love. Like, my question is, how the fuck does someone like Keith survive? He must be immortal, because there's no fucking way that you can just survive like that.
I feel like Keith is almost like some sociopathic figment of Ellis's imagination at that point. But I don't think that literally, but just from, all the crap he says about him. Because obviously he can't be immortal, but I don't understand how he survives all that stuff either.
Yeah. Also, Bugs, I'm not putting Subway Surfers gameplay. No, 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 that is not. You're not getting Subway Surf. Okay, listen. Listen, as much as I would love to put Subway Surfers, I'm gonna get copyrighted, man. And I don't want to get copyrighted.
What, are you not like all those fun TikTokers that steal footage and then they just put Subway Surfers under it?
No! You always see those fucking. You either see Subway Surfers, or those like off-brand mobile games where they're where it's just like they post already played footage of either someone like, I don't know, like the most common one that you see is like that one ring game where like you upgrade your ring. There's another one that's like where you have to roll out like a piece of wood or whatever. I've seen that one a lot. There's probably way more I could go into depth about, but I swear to God, they always add those. I don't know why. It's like, where am I supposed to focus? Do I focus on the top? Do I focus on the bottom? You might as well
Or
just put so much fucking footage that I don't know what's going on.
or it's like the Reddit "Am I the Asshole" videos, and it's either Subway Surfers or Minecraft parkour footage.
Oh my God, I hate. Bro, I swear to God, they put the fucking most random shit on that. It's like, am I an asshole? I shat in this fucking sink, and my wife divorced me. It's like that, but it's like, well, yes, of course you're a fucking asshole. What do you think? You did that. You fucking weirdo, bro. What's wrong with you?
There's too much goofy ass shit on that Reddit, for sure.
Half of them aren't even actual Reddit stories. They're just like made up, and I don't even know how someone can come up with that. It's like, what have you
To
been
get
smoking?
views, you can make up anything. Let's be real.
Yeah, apparently. Okay. Fuck. Fuck. Huh? I'm cracking out. Okay.
What?
What happened?
What you just said?
But don't worry about it.
Hey yo.
Okay. How do you feel about custom servers in Left 4 Dead 2 if you've played any?
I have played custom servers. That's how I got here. So that one's pretty cool. Shout out to Books. But I've seen some weird custom servers where there's like 20 survivors, or it's like 16 to 20 survivors, and a crap ton of special infected slots that can get a little. It can be fun to play, but it can get a bit too chaotic for me. So I mean, I will play them if I land on them, but it's not something I actively go out of my way to do sometimes. Just the really chaotic ones like that.
Yeah, I hear you. Okay. And we're gonna do one last question, and then the viewers will be able to answer, or not answer questions. They'll be able to ask questions. Aang, my boy, what are you doing? Oh my god, hold on. What the fuck is happening? Do you see how many people join the thing? Like Bugs, Conrad, maybe, Noel, Strawberries, Aang, fucking Hydrogen. What is going on? You don't usually see this much people whenever I'm streaming. Maybe I should just stream more often.
They're here for me.
Oh, apparently, because you're the most popular one yet. I mean that with 100%. Junks was pretty popular, but yours, you're getting like 50 people. What the hell? I don't know if that's either because I bring back the podcast, or if it's because you're here. I think it's because you're here, Jen.
I'm just that popular, man.
Apparently. Okay. We're gonna round it off with one last question. You are free to answer it. It's kind of a personal question, so you can answer it.
Alright.
Whichever one you want. So, last question. What was your lowest point in life?
God damn, we go from talking about Left 4 Dead to what's your most embarrassing story and what's the lowest point of your life?
I told you it'd get dark.
Shit, I mean, probably junior year of high school. Just pretty rough, mentally. And I got called down to the guidance counselor's office a few times. And they forced me to get a therapist, so that kind of stuff was fun. Yeah. I'm not gonna mention what happened when I was an infant, but let's just say my birth parents are fucked up. But yeah.
I see. Okay. So, that is the last. Alright, we're gonna end off the stream. Fuck. Sorry. I'm dying a little inside. Anyways. Thank you, everybody, for watching this stream. I appreciate you guys coming along to watch Jen answer these questions on the Someday podcast. It was very nice of you guys to watch that whole entire broken stream. Thank you. I will be, again, I will take the old live stream and this live stream and combine them into one video, so you guys can just watch it all together instead of having to, go from stream to stream. And I'll remove all the buffering and whatnot, just in case it does buffer. But yeah, thank you guys. I hope you all have an amazing day, and I will see you in the next episode of the Someday podcast, where we will hopefully have Conrad as our next guest, or maybe somebody else. Anyways, thank you, and